We are back with another video. Hello.
Make sure that your face is in this yellow square. And please put your glass on the floor.
I'm keeping that in the thing, by the way. Have you ever struggled with overwhelm when life just seems to be lifing and there is no pause button on life and everything just, that's been me over the last month or so. I haven't posted on my YouTube channel in a hot minute, and I just thought, let's do a catch up. Let's catch up on what's been going on, what I've been up to, the learns, the mistakes, and what's going to be happening on this channel moving forward, because I think I've finally just picked it back up, because I definitely dropped it when life was life in and things were happening. I just dropped YouTube because the videoing and editing and thumbnails and tags and all that stuff was just, I didn't have the capacity for it. And we're also going to talk about capacity and knowing when to drop things. So this is me in my house feeling very relaxed. I was going to get dressed and put the makeup on, and I thought, actually, I don't really want to. I just want to be relaxed and in my robe. So this is what we're going to be doing. So where have I been in the last month? Now, before we even talk about that, I was looking at my vision board for the year and all the plans that I did for the year. And YouTube was one of them. And I was like, yep, this is my year on YouTube. I'm going to be posting consistently every week. I did that up until probably about May, and then I didn't. And I felt really bad for not doing so because it was on my vision board. But sometimes life has you needing to pivot, because I just needed to take another direction. And actually, that's okay. So where have I been? I set up an organization which wasn't on the books, which wasn't really in the plan. It kind of just so I set up an organization called The Influential Woman, and it's live and active, and there's a lot of content on Instagram. And the aim of that community is really just bringing women together from all walks of life. As a coach, as a speaker, I speak to a lot of women, and we tend to have some of the same problems, which just look differently. So this is like struggling as a mum, struggling as a wife, trying to be a career person, really going after your dreams, dealing with inequalities in the workplace, wanting to start your business but not knowing who to go to or who to communicate with, and trying to do life by yourself. So The Influential Woman is a community where women come together and we really just talk, and we have seminars, we have webinars, we have events. So in the last 2 months, we have done 2 events. Now, bearing in mind, I have never hosted an event ever. So I went from setting up this organization and this community to then hosting the event in June, which was June the 7th, which was called New Season. And my goodness, did I get beat up like that. Trying to organize that event was, it was a lot. And it was my first one, and I don't know, when I had the idea, and I believe that God gave me the idea, I was like, well, first of all, I don't really know anybody. I don't even know 50 women like that who are going to come, and how am I going to organize this thing? And it was just so overwhelming when you have an idea, but you just don't know how to execute it. So that was when I started taking it a bit slower on YouTube, and life just really started lifing, because I was now hosting this event for 50 women. We're now talking about what happens to the food, the venue, which I'll talk about in a minute, because tell me why the week before my event, I had no venue. As in, I had no venue. The venue that I had cancelled on Monday, and my event was on Saturday. And on a Wednesday, I had no venue. Thursday, I think that's when we finally finalized a replacement. So, when I say life has been lifing, life has really been lifing. So that's what I've been up to, just really hosting that event. And I'll probably put some pictures of how amazing that space was, and how amazing it was just to, in a way, be obedient to what God gives you, because this was probably something that was a very big stretch for me, because again, I've never hosted an event. I've never needed to put women together in one room. I've never had to think about marketing, to think about the finances, to think about, you know, the media and audio and food and the program and getting speakers. And because it was such a new event, or like a new organization, even when I was reaching out to the speakers, I was like, God, who's going to take me seriously? Because I have like 20 or something followers on Instagram, and now I'm inviting people to come and speak. And I really delayed inviting them for a while, because I'm like, who's going to even, like, this isn't a thing yet. And I was kind of not hoping, but I was expecting for some people to say no. And everybody I reached out to was like, yeah, absolutely. And they bought into the vision before there was any vision, because there was barely any content even on the page. And they saw something even when there was nothing. And yeah, the event was just beautiful. And then a month later, we did another event called Building Generational Wealth. Oh no, before we even get to that, let's talk about what happened. Let's talk about the drama that happened. So I had somebody who was helping me with the event, and she was amazing. Her name is Philippa. She was absolutely phenomenal. On a Monday, I get a call that I'm really sorry, but you can't really have the event here. I'm like, sorry, what? And then they promised us somewhere else. On the Tuesday, we went to go see that somewhere else. And on the Wednesday, they told us, I'm sorry, you can't have that place either. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we were frantically searching to have somewhere where we could at least meet these women who had already paid, and everything had already been agreed, and the vendors were already there. But can I tell you, amongst all of that and the overwhelm and the extreme stress, when I say extreme stress, it really was like such an intense time. Among all of that, I really was like, God, what is happening? But I knew that it was because of the fact there was so much that was going to happen at that event. And obviously, like, I'd been praying and all of the good stuff. And it ended up working towards our good and working towards our favor, because not only did we have a full refund of the money that I had paid to that hotel for the food and for the venue, that was paid in full. The new venue was paid in full. So I got my money back in full, and I actually had an event that was fully paid for. So amongst everything, amongst the stress and amongst everything that was happening, God was like, right, okay, all things work together for good for those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. I couldn't see what God was doing, but by the end of the event, we had 50 women in a room, and everything was fully paid for. All the vendors that were in that room had reached out to me saying, we want to work with you, we want to partner with you. Like, I actually didn't even end up paying a dime for anything of that event. Like, how amazing is God? Because sometimes stepping out in faith can seem really scary and can seem really overwhelming, because you don't see your next 5 steps, or you don't see your next 10 steps. You just know that God is saying you need to quit your job, or you need to start a business, or you need to start this, but you just don't know how it's going to happen. And this event and that season really stretched my faith, because in a way I was like, oh, but my name is out there on the social media streets. Should I cancel this event? And like, what are people going to say? And like, I'm just going to look like such a flop, because I'm going to have to tell everybody that I have no venue, and I didn't even want to do the event in the first place. And yeah, there was just so much going on and so much overwhelm. But do you know what? God really came through. So if you're currently in a season of trusting God and having faith and really like stepping out in faith and trying something new and doing something new, and it feels overwhelming, let me give you an insight. It all works out for you at the end. I can really speak from my experience and the last couple of months that God really will come through. If he's given you that vision, the idea, the promise, the anything, like, oh, this is a God idea, step out in faith and he will orchestrate everything for your good. So that's what I've been doing. That's where I've been. We ended up doing another event in July 26th, which was phenomenal. It was called Building Generational Wealth. We had Nisi T, who was absolutely fantastic. We had two other speakers. So we had Caroline Kangoni, who was talking about spiritual wealth, and also Rimbo, who was talking about brand marketing. And the room was just phenomenal. And it's just so refreshing bringing women together and just seeing something that was an idea in my mind actually come to life, and hearing people's testimonies and hearing people's feedback. So many people out of those events have started businesses. So many people have, started singing again when they had put things down, or have started like fulfilling their God-given purpose and their God-given dream. So I love it. Every day I get some sort of feedback or testimonies about what the influential woman is doing. So I think, oh, what would happen if I had said no? Or what would have happened if I had said, oh, I'm not doing that? Or, oh, who am I to do it? And these are some of the things that we battle with on a day-to-day basis. Like, who am I? Or I couldn't possibly do that. And this is all the stuff that happened in the Bible. Jeremiah said, I'm too young. Gideon said, oh, like, I'm the least of my father's tribe. Like, you can't possibly expect me to go and do all of these things. Moses was like, I'm a stutterer. I can't do this. So we disqualify ourselves before we've even started. And God is saying, like, I've got so much for you. I've got so much in store for you. But we're seeing ourselves as this little person, this little grasshopper, this little person who's just like insignificant. But God is saying, I've called you for so much. I've called you for great things. But in order for us to step into it, we just really have to trust that the God in us is bigger than our limitations or our faults. Because there were times where I thought, where is all this money going to come from? And I had that, and God really showed me, what you think I can't provide? You think I can't give you exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ask or think? And even the way that it worked out for us to even have a free event and have my money back, only God could have done that. And I laughed when this happened, because I was like, okay, God, like, I'm sorry. I can't even doubt you, because you have shown yourself mighty in this whole thing. Even how you orchestrated it, I can't even, like, okay. So if you're doubting, this is your sign to step out in faith, step out into the deep, launch. The year is not over. Even if you were doing your vision board and you haven't done anything, you can still start again. You can still do the thing. You can still pick it up, whether it's weight loss, whether it's business, whether it's family, relationships, whatever it is. Your dreams are not too small. They're not insignificant. They matter. If God has given you something, it means that only you can do that. Only you can fulfill it the way that you're supposed to be doing it. So pick it up. Whatever it is, pick it up. Pick it back up. Do it. We need makeup artists. We need people who are in finance. We need people who are in faith, in nutrition, in health, in beauty, in aesthetics. All of those things are needed. So there's a misconception that you only have to be in church to serve God. You only have to be, no, wherever we go, we represent Jesus. We represent Jesus Christ. So whether I'm in a supermarket, heaven is in the supermarket. When I am going for a walk, heaven is out there with me. The kingdom of heaven is within me. So wherever you go, you're representing Jesus, and Jesus needs hands and feet. He needs people on this earth who are able to do his mission, whatever that looks like. And oftentimes now that's in the marketplace. That is outside the four walls of the church. That's in your workplace. That's in the marketplace, wherever your sphere of influence is. That's where you need to be representing Jesus, because it's needed. There is so much darkness in the world, and we need to really step out and be the light, because the Bible tells us that we are the light of the world, that you are the light of the world. A city set upon a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do you light a lamp and put it under a basket. No. You are the light. So we need to walk and represent and carry ourselves like the light. So that's just a reminder to continue. The year is not over. It's not over till the fat lady sings, and the fat lady hasn't sung. And even if the fat lady was to sing, it's not over. So yes, that's what I've been up to. And also it has been the summer holidays. My goodness. As a mother, as a corporate girl, as a business owner, and just as a baby girl, no one could have prepared me for the summer holidays. 6 weeks. In the England, it's 6 weeks where the kids are at home. Now, I'm still working a full-time job and the kids are at home. I'm still, all my other duties are still there, but now I have two beautiful human beings who are currently at home, and I didn't prepare or plan for it. Now, let me tell you the overwhelm, oh my gosh, like even just thinking about it. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know. Any mothers out there who have been struggling a little bit with the summer holidays, please just tell me how it's been going for you, because wow, we're like what, 3-4 weeks in of summer holidays, and I predominantly work from home 9 to 5 with two human beings and no help. It has been very, very, very challenging, to be very honest, trying to prioritize my children, trying to actually like just do the basics, the core basics of my job, and keep them entertained and have them not on the TV all the time, and keep the snacks, because why are they eating so much every single day? Why do we have no snacks left after we've just bought snacks? How do you can't eat like that at school, because I don't know. I just don't understand. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry is the anthem in this house. So it can't. Is it just me? Is it just me? I just need to know. Tell me. Is it just me? Yeah. So trying to balance that, helping them do their homework and getting out for fresh air, whilst juggling all of these balls and trying to do an event and coach and my corporate job and be a great wife and still spend time with God and, you know, do all of these things and still be a cute baby girl. Yeah, it's been really overwhelming this month. It's been a challenging month, which has required me to pivot and to prioritize and to put down a lot. So if it's not essential in these in my days, I've just really had to like put it down. And sadly, sometimes that required me like missing phone calls, being really bad with just responding to text messages, but just trying to stay alive, especially, and trying to keep my kids alive as well. Again, we don't really have help like that, so it really just has been between my husband and I juggling the kids, and sometimes it's me scheduling my meetings at a particular time and just back to back meetings, and then taking my kids to soft play and finishing off my work. So I've had to get real creative on how to manage, and sometimes that's me waking up very, very early in the morning and having a couple of hours work before my kids wake up, and then focusing on them for a bit, and then handing them to my husband and finishing off my work. So I'm really grateful for the flexibility in my job to be able to do that, because I know some people can't and some people have to be directly in the office. But that flexibility has helped. But still, again, it just has felt that like I've been doing two jobs at once. So, and I think the biggest lessons I've learned is one, prioritizing. So looking at each day or each week and saying, okay, what is the absolute necessity that I can do here? What is my capacity for the week? Whether it's like me traveling to work, because sometimes I have to travel. What am I prioritizing? And picking those up and being very okay and comfortable in saying, right, I can't do this right now. And that meant a lot of the times putting down, which is really bad, putting down like my health goals or my fitness goals, because I just didn't have the capacity for it. It meant me not really posting content out there. It meant me not putting YouTube videos out there, because I was just trying to survive and get in the swing of things and find a routine. The second thing I've learned is to ask for help when needed, whether that is like relying on help from cousins, from friends, from aunts and uncles, being able to lean in your community and finding out ways for people to help. So a couple of the weeks I had one of my little sisters come, and she was helping babysit whilst I do my meetings, which was really helpful. So really leaning in on the community has been very big, whether that's for a couple of hours, or maybe that's for an hour. Every little helps. And number 3 is communication. I've learned the utmost power of communication, especially in my house with my husband, because as life gets really overwhelming, it can really, you can feel overwhelmed. And when you feel overwhelmed, you can start to just be a bit irritated or a bit like, So actually communicating, and I'm learning to catch myself when I'm like, okay, I feel overwhelmed. And when I feel overwhelmed, I'm like, hey, my love, I just need to take a walk, or I'm feeling very overwhelmed. I just need like half a day. Like, I just need time to myself. Or he'll spot that and be like, I think you need to go to the gym. I think you just need to go for ice cream or something, or like go get your nails done. So being able to communicate your needs and not realizing that, like not putting everything on me, has been really, really big. So let me know if you have children who are young, or just have children and they're on summer holidays and you've still had to work. What are some of the things that you've been doing? Oh, sometimes my house isn't as clean as I would love it to be. Sometimes the ironing isn't done. Sometimes the laundry isn't done. But again, having to prioritize and being okay with sometimes having a bit of a messier house. Sometimes not feeling like you have to do 3,000 things in a 24-hour period. Sometimes I really would just be like, okay, no, that's a problem for another day. I need to focus on this, or I need to just focus on this. And that has really helped. But I can't wait. I cannot wait for the term to start again. I'm looking forward to it. The kids are looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to just having a bit of a routine again, or of me being at work and the kids having their routine again, of them going to school and not eating as much, because I promise you there is no way they can eat like that at school. So if you are doing the thing, you are still getting it done despite overwhelm, God has got you. Surrender, cast your cares unto Jesus, because he definitely cares for you. There are amount of days I've been like, crying, God help me, 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 God help me. And we move. So if you're a mum, you are a wife, you are a woman who has just been in the trenches, I see you, I hear you. Let me know in the comments below what you've been doing. And if anyone has any summer holiday tips, advice, food prep meals, or anything, just help a sister out. And you will be seeing more regular posts now. I'm not going to commit to a posting schedule, because until my humans are back in school, we're just gonna survive. We're thriving and surviving. So yes, I will see you in my next video.